What's good, YouTube? This your boy HoodFacts TV, and I'm back with another reaction video. Y'all know my motto. I'm not about to hold y'all up. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell for yourself so you can get notified when I drop more bangers like this one. Get in the comments, talk to your boy. I talk back. Share and like this video. We got a good video today, I guess, man. We got Swamp Stories back with another video on Bricc Baby. How Bricc Baby really snitched on Lil Durk. I really don't know too much about this video right here, but I don't think he snitched on him, but I definitely think he dropped the breadcrumbs for the FBI. But we're about to get into the video. We're about to check it out. We're going to see what Swamp Stories is talking about, since he knows so much about Bricc Baby and he knows so much about his cases. You dig what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and get into this video.
Let's focus back on the beef between Lil Durk and Quando. From all accounts, Quando and the Savannah Rolling 60s never wanted beef with Vaughn and really never wanted this to happen at all. And despite
I definitely believe that. I definitely believe they really didn't want beef with Vaughn. Vaughn came in the industry trying to bully the industry for sure. And it ended bad for him. I definitely believe that.
the fact that all Lil Tim did was defend his friend, Lil Durk still wants get back for Vaughn. Well, given that Durk lives in Atlanta and Quando and his boys are only a few hours away, you'd think that he'd send a hit to Savannah. But because Quando and his boys would have home field advantage, and it's the South where everyone's packing heat, it's not necessarily an easy hit. But instead, Durk waits patiently for them to go to a particular city, a city where he knows he can get them gone. This of course would be the city of Los Angeles, which for 3 reasons would be the perfect place for him to do it. If Quando and his boys are in LA, they have no home field advantage. In fact, they probably don't know where they are at any time. And secondly, they won't be strapped, because the laws in California make it pretty much impossible to do so. And the third reason? None other than Bricc Baby. As we know, Bricc Baby is the king of hawking down rappers as soon as they touch down in the city. And not
Definitely the king of hawking down rappers. He definitely be having people at the airport just sitting, waiting to see if a rapper coming in town. You know what I'm saying? And to follow him and find out where he at. He's definitely the king of that. If he ain't the king of anything, he definitely the king of that, for sure.
Not only can he give you Quando's exact location, but he can also supply you with what you need. You know, days. Well, from what the FBI states, Lil Durk waits patiently for Quando and his boys to go to LA. And that day would finally come, nearly 2 years after the demise of Vaughn, August 18th, 2022. It's a regular morning like any other when Lil Durk gets a call from an unknown source informing him of Quando's presence in LA. This is the opportunity he's been waiting for, so he seizes it and he quickly calls an OTF member by the name of Vonnie. OTF Vonnie, whose real name is Kevon Grant, is a certified stepper from Detroit who's known for getting things done. So as soon as Durk gets the information on Quando,
I didn't even know Vonnie was from Detroit. I honestly thought Vonnie was from, you know what I'm saying, Chicago. I thought like that was one of his homeboys. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm thinking that was like his manager, the dude that handled the money and all that. I didn't even think he was even in the streets, but looks could be deceiving sometimes. You can't judge a book by its cover.
he calls up Vonnie and has him fly on his private jet to come meet him. So according to investigators from here, Durk and Vonnie have a meeting where they discuss what needs to be done. And because of Vonnie's reputation for allegedly getting people slumped, he's tasked with handling all the logistics. This includes booking flights, hotel rooms, rental cars, and basically handling everything that needs to be done. So as soon as the meeting wraps up, Vonnie immediately gets to planning. First, he gets in contact with 4 reputed OTF steppers, handpicked by him. These would be DeAndre Wilson, also known as Didi, Keith Jones, also known as Flocka, David Lindsay, also known as Brown Eyes, and Asa Houston, also known as Boogie. He informs them of the mission at hand and tells them to immediately get ready. Then he makes a massive mistake. Using OTF credit cards, he books them red-eye flights to Los Angeles. Coincidentally,
Biggest mistake in the world. You know you about to go do a hit. You know you about to leave trails because you're not in your own state. So if the feds or the police want to do trails, first thing they're gonna do is check the bake. They're gonna check phones and they're gonna check airline tickets and stuff like that. So you should know to use cash in anything that you do. And honestly, them boys should have drove down there. You know what I'm saying? They probably wouldn't have made it in time. He probably would have, you know what I'm saying, went back to Savannah by the time they made it, but that's probably would be the safest way to do it. Like, rent some Sprinter vans, and just do it like that. But honestly, me, I would have let it go, man. Because when you really boil down to it, man, Von caused that on itself.
Only just minutes after doing this, Durk texts him,
Hey, don't book no flights under my name or anything that has to do with me.
Too late, buddy.
Not only did he already use the OTF card to get them flights, but he also got them hotel rooms as well. On top of this, one of the hitters DMs his girl on Instagram and lets her know that he's on his way to Los Angeles. Regardless, this doesn't stop anything, and the 4 OTF hitters head to the airport for their midnight flight. Okay, so now that all the travel is handled, Vonnie hops on a private jet headed to Los Angeles.
Honestly, y'all, this was the stupidest hit ever. Like, I am so upset at Lil Durk, man. If this is true, because it's all, you know what I'm saying, allegations. It's all allegations right now. But if this is true, y'all, I am so upset at this man. Like, because you grind for years. I'm talking about years, bro. All the shit that you went through, all the shit that you had to go through to get to where you was at. The level you was at in life, and you threw it all away for somebody that started this beef itself. Like, I understand that's your brother, and I understand all that, but I'm just so upset, man. And I know your family is upset with you too, bro, if this is true. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just saying this to be disrespectful or trying to disrespectful or clown you. Like, you gotta be upset at yourself, bro. Like, you
He touches down in the early morning, and now it's time for him to get everything together. August 19th, 2022, 7 a.m. Vonnie takes an Uber to a luxury car rental and gets a BMW M5 and an Infiniti G37. He then wipes them
written all this stuff. Well, all this stuff could be traced back to you. Like, why? Like, why? My thing is, if the person that gave you the drop on Quando, that person should have had everything ready for you, especially if he in the streets. The person that gave you the drop, if that was your closest people, he should have had them blicks ready. He should have had the mask ready. He should have had some cars ready. He should have all that ready for you by the time y'all boys touch down. But y'all went out there and really rented, bought hotel rooms, like all this stuff, and y'all don't think that it was easy for the feds to find out. Even if Bricc Baby didn't snitch, even if he just dropped that little breadcrumb, it still was gonna be so easy for the feds to find out what the fuck happened and how the fuck it happened. Technology, man.
them down individually and takes them to get tinted. While waiting for the cars, he takes an Uber to Big 5 Sporting Goods where he buys 4 ski masks and 4 pairs of gloves. Oh, and not to mention, he again uses the OTF credit card. Well, once he leaves the sporting goods store, there's only 2 things left for him to do. First, he needs some blicks, and secondly, he needs to find out exactly where Quando Rondo is. And here is where 2 new mystery men come into the picture. Known to the FBI as Co-Conspirator 2 and Co-Conspirator 4. Well, after the rental cars are ready, Vonnie meets up with Co-Conspirator 2. And when they meet up, number 2 hands him a duffel bag full of so they go their separate ways, and Vonnie now meets up with number 4. Together they
So whoever gave him the guns is the feds, basically. How we know who that is, though, I can't, like, is they gonna really tell who that is that's gonna really come out in the paperwork? Because this is really getting good. Like, really getting good. And I'm not trying to, say it's getting good, but it's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Sorry for people that got lost, that their life got lost, and the people that's locked up. But, I mean, y'all put it out here for us to be entertained from it. So, I mean, this is really getting interested, man. Like, who really is co-conspirator number 2?
They go over strategy, and number 4 tells him to follow him. He'll take him exactly to Quando's location. Ooh-wee, it's really about to happen. And now they go to the hotel to pick up the rest of the hitters. From here, Vonnie and the hitters inside the M5 and Infiniti follow number 4 to Quando's location. Aha, there he is. They spot his black Escalade on Melrose Avenue. Then number 4 messages them and tells them that that is in fact Quando's car. Now he
So my thing is, whoever the snitch is, been following Quando for hours. They was laying on Rondo for a long time to know exactly where he was at, even after them boys got there, y'all. So whoever the snitch is, I wonder why did he snitch, man? Like, I'm trying to really figure out why did he snitch. Like, you know, what made him snitch? It gotta be Bricc, baby. I don't know. I can't even say it's Bricc, but it gotta be somebody.
He vanishes off in the distance and allows the OTF hitters to do what they do. They're now tracking the black Escalade down Melrose, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. Well, after a few minutes of following, the black Escalade busts a right on Beverly Boulevard and pulls over to get some gas. Oh yeah, now it's the perfect time. They head up an alley next to the gas station, park their cars, and get out on foot. They then run into the gas station and absolutely light up the Escalade. After emptying over 100 shots, they run back to their cars and vanish off in the distance. Thankfully, Quando Rondo was untouched, but sadly, his best friend wasn't.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say shot at a Savannah rapper, killing a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath. Shots fired, a fight taken to the streets, and this chaotic scene, the ending of a shooting that started in Los Angeles, California. Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot in an SUV. Savannah rapper Quando Rondo, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight. It all started at this mobile gas station at 5:30 Friday evening. LAPD says witnesses heard multiple gunshots, then watched a couple cars zoom off. 3 people in one car shot at this black Cadillac Escalade. It's unclear if those inside shot back.
Can I get some space, please?
It ended at Santa Monica Boulevard. Deputies found it peppered with bullet holes and a shattered window. One man inside, a member of Rondo's entourage, had been shot. The 23-year-old was taken to the hospital where he died.
They pulled up, they were pumping gas, and it looks like they probably finished pumping gas, and the suspects approached from the alley, got out of the car, and started shooting at those victims.
Shortly after doing this, the OTF members wipe down the rental cars, put their plates back on, and return them back to the owners. Now here's where things get interesting. After heading to the hotel and changing clothes, the 4 hitters head to Calabasas in an Uber to go to a burger restaurant. And there waiting for them is co-conspirator 2, who's there to discuss business and who gets paid what. Then once they come to a fair agreement, co-conspirator 2 takes a private jet to Chicago, and the rest of them head down to San Diego. This is where they wait for a couple of days, and a trustworthy friend of Durk brings them a whole lot of money. Now this begs an important question. Who does Durk trust in California to handle a whole lot of his money? And on top of this, who did he trust to find Quando's location and to supply the weapons? Well, I have somebody in mind, and I definitely think he's either co-conspirator 2 or co-conspirator 4. Given everything we know about Bricc Baby's history in the streets, his dislike for Quando Rondo, and his relationship with Durk, it would only make sense. But not only does it make logical sense, but there's also a whole lot of information out there that will make you think that Bricc Baby had something to do with this. So now let's get into the reasons why Bricc Baby was certainly involved.
Ooh, here we go.
Reason number 1. Directly after losing his friend, Quando Rondo blames the Rolling 60s. Directly after the incident, he goes on social media and posts this on his story. Basically what he's saying is that he's done with the Rolling 60s, he's putting down his flag because of disloyalty. Now ask yourself, why after this incident would he be upset with his own gang? So much so that he's gonna put his flag down because of...
I feel like he dropped his flag because when he went to LA, he probably reached out to them and they didn't show no love to him. And that's probably how they got the drop on him. And not only that, if Bricc Baby really did set him up, why is Quando Rondo still willing to do interviews with him? Why is Quando Rondo still willing to talk to him? So I don't know, man. It's kind of fishy, you know what I'm saying? But he could be playing 2 sides. He could be, you know what I'm saying, two-faced and playing both sides of the field, you know what I'm saying? Now, especially now that Lil Durk is locked up. So, I mean, it could be true, y'all.
Disloyalty. Obviously, he knew something the world didn't, that the Rolling 60s had something to do with the death of Lil Pab. And as we know from the indictment, somebody from LA gave up his address, so who else could it possibly be? Who else in Los Angeles would know Quando's exact location other than his own gang who he's supposed to tap in with? And on top of this, which Rolling 60 would be connected to Durk? Obviously Bricc Baby. And that's just the first reason why I believe that Bricc Baby is co-conspirator 4. And trust me, there's a whole lot of other reasons as well, all coming out of his own mouth. And now we're at reason number 2. Bricc Baby hints at it and admits that he was involved. During the period after the incident, nobody was thinking that Lil Durk was involved because it happened in LA and the whole rolling 60s thing. But that's when Bricc Baby goes on No Jumper and reveals to the world that Lil Pop's death was get back for Vaughn.
Oh yeah,
Right. This is when everybody started thinking Lil Durk had something to do with it. This is the breadcrumb that I always talk about. This is what put the feds on Lil Durk radar. That's what I'm saying. So after the feds got on Lil Durk radar with this interview right here, that's when they probably came to Bricc Baby and said, look, we know you was involved. Talk, or you going down with him. And that's when Bricc Baby probably started talking, or that's when they went and snatched up one of the homies and said, look, we already know y'all took flights here. We got all this information right here. Let us know what happened. And that's probably why one of the homies talked. So it's flip-floppy. I mean, two people talk, so it's flip-floppy. Do I believe Bricc dropped the breadcrumb? Yeah, he definitely did. I always say that. But I'm not going to say he's a snitch. He's definitely a dry snitch for sure. He's definitely that. I'm not going to, but I can't call him a full-blown snitch until that paperwork come out. You know what I'm saying? And who to say if the feds put his name in the paperwork, because they might still want to use him out here.
Lots of Vaughn, right?
Yeah.
They say you can't say that no more.
Why? Oh yeah, because of no. Like
They
who died?
say you can't say that no more.
And he said it with his chest, like he knew it. This is like, look, you're not gonna say nothing like that unless you know for a fact what happened. He said it not once, but twice. And the second time he said it like he really, like, no, stop playing with me. He knew what happened, bro. I'm telling you, that's how I knew he was involved. This video right here always made me feel like he was involved, and he one that dropped the Addy. This video right here, swear, man. And I know I'm not the smartest person, and I know the feds and the police, they live behind this type of shit. They sit and they know body language, and they know when a person is telling the truth, and they know when a person is lying. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's their job. They study that shit. They study people movements and study people breathing and study people face expressions and all that good shit. So that's, you know what I mean? That's how I know that this is the breadcrumb. They went and snatched him up after this video. They snatched his ass right up. They ain't snatched him up like come here, we want to talk to you about the Lil Durk video. They snatched him up on his, raided his house and snatched him up like that. They put another charge on him. Everybody know Bricc Baby just got locked up. They snatched him up like that, and then they sat him in that room for a second. And he know with all them felonies he got, it's over. So when the feds came in there, and probably like, yo, we know you was around Lil Durk. We know you set up what's the name. We know you orchestrated this. You know what I'm saying? Just as much as Lil Durk did. Let us know what happened, or you going away forever. That's just, maybe I'm just, foreshadowing it too much, but that's just how I feel like it went. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, because of FVG Cash? Oh, who?
Nah, cause Lil Pop.
Ooh-wee, this is when people started to put two and two together. Lil Durk had something to do with the death of Lil Pop. And isn't it interesting that one of Durk's closest friends and Rolling 60s member is the one who revealed it? Well, Wack 100 thinks it's very odd as well.
Could kind of turn into something, because if I'm not mistaken, he kind of made a comment like, I guess they can't say OTF didn't slide. There's no getting out of that.
Listen, if he's just a random person, it's whatever, but he's somebody who's got photos with Durk.
Yeah.
He's been pictured with all those.
Yes. Understand it. Like, they dry snitching too. Adam, I don't know what he doing. He just talking. He don't care about who get locked up. He don't care about nothing. He just talking and he want content. Wack 100, trades as a street dude. He's dry snitching as well. It's a snitch calling a snitch. It's crazy work to me. That's always been crazy to me.
TF guys and stuff. It seems like kind of, that was before he even worked for No Jumper. That actually was the interview that made me like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck with you.
Wait, what? That's why you hired him? Cause he snitched on Lil Durk? What? But
he hired that man because he knew his mouth was water and he knew he was going to talk about any situation, and he knew he had knowledge on a lot of shit that's going on in the street. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all really just think about it, a lot of rappers, big time rappers, don't mess with No Jumper or Vlad no more. Not like it used to be, like in the early 2019, you know what I'm saying, 2017, all the way to like 2021. You will go to DJ Vlad joint, you will go to No Jumper, and you will see all types of rappers doing interviews with them. Now you don't really see nothing because it's like a soap opera. It's like a reality show. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them learn to stay away from them.
anyways, let's continue.
Because at the time, OTF was never mentioned.
Right.
He's the first one that made any type of anything that OTF was involved by saying, I guess they can't say they didn't slide for bond no more. It's like,
well, if this doesn't convince you enough, right after this, Bricc Baby would drop a song where he basically incriminates himself. In a song called Not Enough, here's what he says. He was ducking trying to hide, now he in a blunt. We dropped 100 shots, go dig your partner up. Then he says the last one we turned into a pack, we got 1 million plus. And now knowing what we know from the indictment of the co-conspirators getting paid, I mean, you know? But of course, on the flip side, he could just be lying about the money, right?
Yeah, I don't think he lying about the money, but he didn't get paid no million. You know what I'm saying? He probably got paid a nice bit of change. You know what I mean? But Durk ain't get that man 1 million for sure. He didn't. He probably gave him a couple $100,000, but definitely not no million.
Except for the fact that after this, he mysteriously starts living in a Calabasas 4-bedroom mansion. So just a year after getting out of prison for robbing a jewelry store, you're living in a Calabasas mansion. How does that make sense? I mean, No Jumper ain't paying that much, because I promise you Bricc Baby's house is worth more than Adam's.
Don't forget, Bricc Baby is the rich crip.
Okay, so let's get back on track. The No Jumper interview where he reveals that the Lil Pob situation was get back for Vaughn, that was in February. And strangely, just a couple weeks later in March, the feds start tracking Bricc Baby's every move. In fact, they even spy on him for 4 months straight.
To know you was getting followed for 4 months.
It was 4 months?
Hell yeah.
The only thing you told me is that they were following you back and forth from your house to here. And that kind of tripped me out. I'm like, wow, so these fools are just like parked outside sometimes and we just don't even know?
And low with grandma van, like soccer vans and shit.
But that's how they always be though. That ain't nothing new. The feds always sit on people, especially people with big mouths. You know what I'm saying? They don't watch you. They know a lot of stuff was going on. They know when Tupac and Biggie got killed. They just didn't say nothing.
And after 4 months of spying on him, they finally raid his house in the middle of the night. Yep, on June 25th, 2023, his Calabasas mansion was raided and they found an AK-47. Now generally this isn't that serious, but given that he's a 4-time felon, this is no joke. In fact, just like Crip Mac, he was facing up to 15 years in prison. And even though he seemed to wiggle out of serious consequences for every felony he's ever had, this one is a little different because it's the feds. Well, long story short, over the next year, somehow the case just magically disappears. And that really makes you wonder, how does a 4-time felon have such a big case dropped, just like that? Well, actually, the first question is, why was he being spied on and why was he raided in the first place? Does it have anything to do with the murder of Lil Pob? Or the fact that he was snitching on himself? Well, Whack 100 seems to think that he snitched to get out of this, and that's why Lil Durk is now indicted.
Bricc got an open case. And everybody's watching, Bricc, where your court dates? Boom! OTF is hit with an indictment.
And even if Bricc didn't actually snitch, Whack says that he could be the reason that the feds even look Lil Durk's direction.
Now, you got the people saying, this dude's a known gang member. He ran with these people. Okay, well, let's look over there. Maybe they wasn't even thinking about looking over there. But because they heard him say it, they like, let's look into that. Let's just see where it takes us. And they might have looked at one dude, grabbed at one dude from what they heard, and the one dude went bad and fed him everything else. So
Okay, so let's now play devil's advocate, right? Let's assume that Bricc Baby had nothing to do with the death of Lil Pob and that he's not a snitch. And if that's actually the case, please explain these two reactions. This was his live reaction to receiving the news that the 4 OTF members were indicted.
There, nigga.
Yeah,
This is crazy.
Hang on, wait.
Yeah, that's him.
Wait, was this an attempt or an alleged
No,
attempt?
he's dead. Yeah,
no,
he's dead.
Quando.
Yeah, Lil Pap, his man's dead. His man's is dead.
Oh, his boy, but not him.
That nigga definitely looked like he had something to do with it. And he definitely looked like he already knew that they was about to get locked up. I don't care what nobody say, man. And he looked nervous.
But he didn't get hit.
Nah, Quando's fine.
So they got his boy instead.
His boy is dead. Yeah.
But were they alleged to try to get him too?
Yeah, he was there.
So,
but was he the intended target?
That I don't know.
Yeah,
see,
right.
this is how you need to be when you sit down with Diddy's bodyguard.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, with Biggie's bodyguard.
Good. See, this is good.
This is
I'm
exactly
getting
the
a
kind
free
of
lesson here as well.
Yeah. So essentially,
thank you for that, by the way. Thank
1,000.
I appreciate it.
Got you, my buddy. So this dude, Quando Rondo, he's an artist that was affiliated with the dude that had had killed King Von. So, and this was allegedly a retaliation for that.
Well, I'm about to say, nah, that's crazy. So the feds it says charged in indictment was unsealed. It said was unsealed Thursday in the U.S. District Court in Los Angeles. Are Kevon London, DeAndre Wilson, Keith Jones, David Bryan, and Asa Houston.
I don't know, maybe I'm looking too deeply into it, but he seems nervous. And to make matters even worse, he says that giving up Quando's location for Lil Durk is something that he would actually do. Like, why would you say that?
Then there's people like, you lined up somebody from your hood. Like, listen, I didn't do shit. But at the end of the day, what's wrong with giving my friend the address? Oh, this my boy. He lost his boy. Who did it could be around. 9 times out of 10, had he had asked me, I probably would have been coke if he even asked anybody, if this is even true. But 9 times out of 10, like I said, can I leak a bar?
Sure.
I said if he make the call right now, I dig his up in.
Right.
What's wrong with getting somebody from your own gang killed because your friend asked you to?
I mean, what's wrong with that?
Like, forget on a moral level, clearly this guy has no morals, but on a street level as well, especially in LA, openly admitting to backdooring your own gang for your millionaire buddy is crazy. So you guys tell me what you think. Firstly, do you think Bricc was involved in the hit in any way, and was he co-conspirator 2 or co-conspirator 4? And secondly, do you think he's a federal informant that gave up Durk for his own protection? And even if he didn't officially snitch, do you think that his song lyrics and comments on podcasts are the reason that the feds looked into Lil Durk? Well,
it's definitely the comments why they looked into Lil Durk. Like I said before, I'm not gonna call him a snitch until that paperwork come out. But for sure, the comments that he made, you know what I'm saying? I don't really know about the song, because if the feds was me, they probably wouldn't listen to that shit either, because I don't even listen to his music. But far as that comment he made, the feds definitely started looking into that. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know my motto. I'm not about to hold y'all up. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell for yourself so you can get notified when I drop more bangers. Jump in them comments. Talk to me. I'll talk back. Like and share this video for your boy. And I'm up out of here.